Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to be back on the show. It's good to have a live show tonight. Man, so much stuff to talk to you guys about, and we had a couple of different people that, for reasons we're going to be talking about tonight on the show, were unable to make it. But this was a really big show, and it's been a very long time coming. So having Jade, you guys have seen him on the show a couple times before, on to really talk about what's, man, so much stuff to talk to you guys about tonight, but just what's been going on and how this journey's been over the course of a few years. And yeah, guys. So tonight's show for Alchemy 101 is called Incoming. And tonight's show on Artist First, and we are doing the live podcast on Facebook. Aside from seeing our funny faces, we don't have any visuals tonight, but you know, we like to have it live and interactive. For everyone that's in the channel, Falcon, see you, brother. Any questions anytime, please feel free. So Incoming, guys, on Alchemy 101, you know, we've been talking about this, alchemy, transmutation, energy, simple living, the Jedi method, if you will, right, for quite a while. And we've gone from advanced forms of technology. We've talked about very old but still way advanced primitive technology, things from the ancient future, better living, better economic, just all the different things that are out there that we've talked about. And a week before last, I believe, I did a show live from Beloved, which is this amazing art and music festival. And Jade, you were there with me, right?
One of the most life-changing things I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Right.
Best festival ever. The people, the atmosphere, everything about it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Words can't even describe. It says,
no, not even close. And so that being said, these festivals, anyone that's attended or heard us talk about them on the show, these people in this tribe, really, it's more than a community. It's really a belonging. As I was talking with a friend earlier, people come and go out of a community, but really at places like Beloved, everyone, your best self, of course, belongs. It's amazing. So we have over the years, with everything that's been going on, and Delaney, Elo, Debbie, welcome to the channel. We've talked about putting together a festival or a retreat or a space for the Mystech movement, the Jedi alchemists, the impactors, our people, right?
Yep.
And over a very interesting course of things that I've just naturally developed in my life, and why tonight's show on Artist First is called Incoming, is because we have a multitude of things at our disposal at any given moment throughout our life, and where we focus or unfocus really is what transitions into those realities. And one of the things we've talked about on the show many times is, if you're chasing after anything, it's running from you, right? And over the course of this last year, as much as I've been into this self-development and had just amazing mentors and great friends and family, it's really been the times, for me at least, that when I surrendered and didn't push anything or force it or make the decision. Barry, how you doing? I hope the family's doing good. Hope to see you guys really soon. But those have been the things. And so Incoming, I think if we can raise our level of tentative awareness of what's happening right now, and even just in projected futures, that's okay. But just knowing that we need to be ready and capable at any moment, because we don't know what opportunities are coming. Right.
Yeah. And that's like what you were saying before, just opening up and allowing these things to come. That's going to make it, instead of chasing everything, chasing everything away. When you just relax, it all comes home.
Yeah. Trying to hold water, right? It's really, really difficult. But if you just hold it, right? So same thing, you just hold the space and amazing things do happen. So we're not going to get into all the details tonight, because we really want to build into this. But I will give you guys a lot of, I hope, very exciting news. And if you are listening out, we are going to be doing kind of a networking and pooling of resources and everything for this thing that we're building up to. So halo.marquise@gmail.com. is the best way to get a hold of me right now. If you do have any ideas, I want to, reach out in any way for this event and new life that's about to be cultivated. It's it's really, really exciting. So, incoming man, transmuting things and shifting them from a negative into a positive, right? That's always been the focus of the Jedi alchemist that we talk about on the show, right?
Yep.
Now, having Jade on the show tonight, I think is no coincidence. Again, divine timing is always very, very important with what we're doing. And Jade actually met me not at the beginning of my spiritual journey and of my self-development, but once I got into where I was in at least a comfortable rhythm, and had fully come to realization on so many things that I'm learning how to master now.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And so seeing from way back to being crazy little erratic animated people at the mall to having a following like you guys on Artist First and everyone on Facebook and YouTube, and thank you guys so much. It's been kind of unreal.
It's been insane, especially going from even from my age when you met me at 15 or 16, comparatively to now. It's insane. Just seeing both of us grow massively over these years, and it's just awesome. It's incredible. It's been an awesome journey, man.
Yeah. Thank you. And so what's funny is even back then, at by no points had we ever been to a festival or a tribal gathering of any sorts, really.
No.
But we had seen it, we had heard about it. Even back then, I was like, Jay, man, someday it'd be amazing to do something like this.
Yeah.
And then that developed into having Mystech and the Mystech movement, and my healing center in Phoenix, Enlightened. And guys, this is the thing. And on the show, we like to talk about what's going on in our lives, but it really is designed to inspire and shed light on what you guys can also do just by taking the initiative, by getting overly excited, by grabbing onto something that gets you happy, and then just running with it as far as you possibly can, and stop listening to humans. I mean, that's kind of, I think, one of the big
the only way to do it.
Yeah. And so again, I won't get into too many details, but tonight's show we'll talk about the space that we found, and in short, guys, so you're not on the edge of your seats. It looks like we are in the midst of developing our own festival, like on some super that's absolutely great. So we'll get into the how and the why and the space and time and all that momentarily, but guys, it looks like it's really happening, and potentially Brian Parker, man, you are somebody I got to talk to about, because we got a lot of ideas for how we're going to be doing this, and I need some of your magical devices. So a while back, we'll just go right into the festival, and we'll tie these things in. But guys, more than anything tonight, as we're talking about these things, please, whether again you're with us live or you're out in Artist First, thank you. Please keep in mind that these are things that I promise each and every one of you have the capacity to manifest for yourself. And like Jade said, he's been with me working towards these things for 7-8 years now.
Yep.
And again, this is after at the beginning of my journey, I had more people there and everything, but it just takes time and dedication, and really never taking your eye off the ball. And I'm telling you guys, all the distractions you have out there, your friends, your relationships, your people that think they have a better idea, they're all wrong, because they're right for their journey, not for yours. So if you have a co-pilot, an assistant, partner, an advisor, a mentor, an apprentice, all of those things, I hope each of you guys can be so fortunate to have someone or someone's, and find your tribe to be able to help you with manifesting this, right? So tonight, as we're talking about this festival and future events beyond that, I really ask everyone out there really helps co-create a beautiful workspace of nourishment and really elemental mastery back into our divine form. I mean, it's really, really exciting, and getting back into a good symbiotic living with the planet and each other.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
I
love being on the show because I just get to listen to it in person. It's great.
Yeah. So getting into this stuff, guys, and how this came. Courtney, welcome to the show. So, how you guys doing? So a while back, I met this very amazing gentleman. We're not gonna get into who or how or profession, any of these things, but I met this amazing character that when I met him in person, caught me very much off guard. And now, not even a week ago, we started to talk, and he's in the neighboring city, where I'm at, and had asked about maybe some more Mistech and maybe ordering some more things. And so anyone that's new to the show, Mistech is a biotech company that I also have. We use frequencies to stabilize cells in the body. And that primarily is what Jade's been doing with me as we've done our best attempt at tackling alchemy and other metaphysical things. It's been wonderful. Pixies here and there. Anyways, so because of this technology, it had a really good impact in something that was very enjoyable for him and his experience. And he ended up gifting them away. And then anyone that's ever taken Mistech off after having it will tell you, you immediately feel naked in a way you don't normally feel, and you want more. So because I like to heal and I like to have an impact and I like to talk with you guys, I like to hear myself talk out loud. Sometimes it's scary in my head and it's worse out here, but it's okay. I offered to just drive up with the fam and take a little road trip and go have a visit and see what could really be done. So long story short, oh man, it was a really good emotional experience for me, guys. So sorry, but come to find out that there's this land in Oregon that it looks like we're going to have access to on a semi to permanent basis to be able to start putting together Mistech festivals and retreats and alchemic studies. And we're talking quite a large acreage out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. And guys, this is something I'm telling you that a decade ago, wanting to be able to have a place to facilitate real change with the tribe, with the community, with the art, with the music, with the elemental mastery right there. Guys, all these things that have just been everything we've talked on the show, getting into the flow state and telling everyone around me, I love you, but shut the hell up. I'm doing what I'm doing for me. And if you're not doing that, then do what you got to do for you. And that's okay. And the moment that happened, right. And Jade has done a good job over the years of helping me navigate that. I get very focused on not all the things. Oh, hey, Matthew's on even. Check that out. Well, man, Matt, how you doing, brother? And so it's been great. It's been wonderful. So not only do I get the opportunity to go up and visit this gentleman and see his beautiful home, really just connect with him in a way that we don't usually get to connect to with regular people, guys. And today I also was talking with this gentleman named Eric, the leprechaun from Beloved.
Yeah.
Right? Remember Eric? The big giant red beard?
Yes. Okay, I do remember.
Okay, now when we say leprechaun, he says this, all right? So Eric, if you're out there, don't beat us up with your giant leprechaun muscles. But he's like a little stocky, gigantic, huge leprechaun.
Right.
But beautiful, gentle soul.
Awesome soul.
And one of the things they have at Beloved is something called Sacred Sons. And I think Sacred Sons is even outside of that. But it's a space where men can come and actually be emotional and talk and be comfortable and vulnerable and really get
the way that we're supposed to be.
Yeah, an actual masculine approach to these things, guys. You can have both. It's good to be connected in those ways.
Right.
And it was just a really good reminder of that. So when I say this friend that I spoke with, it was interesting thinking that we in the regular Babylonian matrixy version of the world that we've got, men having an actual conversation that's not sports related, women or men related.
It's different.
It's a different substance.
Yeah, it's different because it's not what you feel or see all the time.
Yeah.
Not even in the movies or anything. Nobody talks like that. So it's awesome.
Yeah. And so it was just, again, these guys, these things are happening because these are the channels and paths that I choose to try to have open in my life and keep everything else out. So you have a really, really narrow filter. And if you have that, then the things that are for your greater self, your higher self, are much easier to align with because you're getting rid of all the extra junk and distractions.
Right.
Right. a new thing, and it's not mastered yet. Anyone out there, right? So if you coin something similar, just let me know. If it sounds good, that's okay. But if it's something you can say in 30 words, don't say it in 300. Right? Have your conversations very fine-tuned, because that keeps the space like a circuit. Right. The less clutter, less circuitry that's required, the stronger the way the source is going to be, the stronger the energy is going to travel. And then things like this show up where someone goes, hey, I've got this land. Would you like to use it?
Literally within a week or two after.
Not even.
Not even?
No.
Because we were at Beloved, right?
Yeah. A week in, I think, 4 days from coming back from Beloved. Right. From coming back from then.
Because it was a conversation that we had said just in passing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Just an in passing thing.
Yeah. And so after Beloved, and we even did a show from Beloved, guys, and we talked about how amazing it would be to do one. And especially now that Jade had seen, I'm like, yeah, this is what I was talking about, man. We need this.
Right.
And someone that I'd met almost a year ago just calls me out of the blue, and without hesitation, without waiting. And thank you to Jeanette, my beautiful demon wife. She's fantastic. Love her so much that she goes, yes, we can go. And so we take this amazing journey. It was phenomenal. And literally days after that, what ends up happening is he says, do you want to go see the land? And same thing, guys, staying in the flow. One of the rules of my life, with the Mystic rules for a while, jokingly so, and then they just
Definitely
kind of adapted into real ones.
Number 4.
Never say no to the universe. And so as these things present, and that's another thing, guys, you out there, in the least judgy way possible, just as a new perspective, right? There's a lot of this life that we don't get to experience out of fear of what we're capable of, right?
Right.
Now, if you go back to when you were first learning to ride a bicycle, right? The sheer excitement of that, no matter if you were going to fall, you were going to get hurt, you get scraped, you get back up, you learn how to do it, and then you're coasting, then you're flying, and then it's unlike anything that you've experienced, right?
Right.
But at some point during this transitional programming that we get, we lose that edge, right? We lose that ability to go, I don't want to fail. Like, I'm scared to fail. But that's what makes you strong. That's what gets you good. So there's no reason to be ashamed of being wrong or incorrect or any of those things. And guys, for the people out there that are really trying to find substance in their day-to-day, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? There's tons of people that are out there. I'm not saying listen to me all the time, but there's plenty of people out there way beyond where I'm at that are happy with their life. And that's really why I have the show.
It's not a bad idea to listen to you all the time, though.
Yeah. Thank you. I like to think so.
Yeah.
I listen to myself all the time.
Yeah. See?
Even when it takes away from what I want. There are times where I'm like, I got to do this, and then logic prevails, and I go, well, I don't get to do that. And my wife looks at me like, did you just talk yourself out of something? I'm like, well, it wasn't me. It was logic.
Yeah.
But we got to respect and acknowledge him. So also shout out Logic, the other version. Boom, boom. Love the music. But so these are things that we keep prepared. You can't get a yes or no from people nowadays. Brian, absolutely correct. Brian Parker said you cannot get a yes or no from people nowadays. You can't. There's so many times you go, hey, do you want to just do this? Guys, that's a yes or no question.
Well, this and that, this and that.
What is happening right now? This is why that's so funny, and this is why on the show and in real life all the time, guys, I'm telling you, the human aspect is mind-boggling to me. And I think it's because I don't understand the vocabulary any longer. Like, it's just a different vernacular. Now, that being said, here was a really amazing thing. The land that I was able to go see, and it had a beautiful little home on it and fresh water, guys. I believe it's old Native American land up on a mountain out in the middle of nowhere, right? Absolutely stunning. And it's actually attached to a much larger acreage. And it's actually owned by this beautiful, guys, when I say beautiful, I mean, we get up to the top of this mountain. Okay, guys, just to give you perspective. And you can see this just amazing space. And he's got his little home there. And
tiny home.
Yeah. Well, this is the other guy.
Yeah.
And it's like a double wise. Anyways, he has this little home. And this guy, oh, it's Beto. That's funny. How you doing, Beto? is a foreign guy that was about 75 years old. He's retired as an economics professor, right? And he said originally he got this land decades ago because he used to want to have a retreat and do festivals. And he didn't like the way that people interacted, so he wanted to be up away on the mountain. Now, mind you, I have my wife, my kids with me, my new family, refining family, man. Just such an incredible guy. And as soon as we come in, this guy's got Kaczewski and Mozart and Beethoven, and then he's got books on philosophy and really just like this old wizard, man, just up here on the mountain doing his thing. And again, if I said no or had hesitation to any of these things, none of these amazing new transformative potential timelines would have come, right? And that's really the best way I can describe it. Even when I was talking with my wife, I was like, babe, going out to this space and we set up a camp and they offer, kids stay in the home, but I really want to connect with the earth because guys, we're going to have a festival. I don't know if I said that or not. We're going to have a festival. We're going to have a real, like the one we've been talking about. And there's so many designs and plans for having a sacred geometrical space and using sound healing throughout the entire day and organized and music. And so many people that listen to the show and friends of mine that are in Facebook are super, super, super talented people that I expect every one of you guys to be involved. So friends of mine that are in Phoenix that are cooks, and I already reached out to a couple of the main people already because I don't have time to wait. And that's the other thing, guys, with this concept of incoming in your mind as you're studying your alchemy and your Jedi path, know that everything is always coming at you. Nothing is going against you. Everything is within a flow, right? I heard this beautiful statement at Beloved talking with this crazy hippie guy. I love him. He had so much paint on, I couldn't even tell you what he looked like. But I go, man, you look like you're staying in the flow. And he looked at me and he goes, I'm the river. And it was just such a beautiful, impacting level of excitement how he said it, but at the same time, that really is it. Like the river doesn't even have to surrender. It's already in that space.
It doesn't care if there's rocks in the middle of it. It goes around and it keeps doing its thing.
Yeah. And so embracing that
It's so funny.
ideal.
I said that this morning to somebody else. I was having a conversation about just being the river and that the rocks just don't care. Like the river doesn't care about the rocks. They just keep going no matter what.
Mr. Rochelle, thank you, brother. He said, looking sharper than a mosquito needle. There he goes with them words. He's a lyricist. So for sure, that was the thing I was just talking about for the show tonight. Incoming is the topic about being ready for everything coming at you. So I hope you are. But tonight we're talking about a festival that we're going to be putting together in Oregon. And guys, I'm talking about we have a bunch of things already lined up, but please believe me, there will be a GoFundMe if you want to contribute in any way. There's going to be shows, workshops, so many different tokens and souvenirs, things to bring. And guys, it really goes as far as, and this is what was really beautiful. I was up on the space is to the point to where we might even end up owning this land and putting our actual space down and having the built-in homes directly into the side of the mountain and having compostable, and guys, really all the things that we've been talking about. And I think we could even get a core, a dozen or more people, even if it doesn't end up being in this space. But now that we've mobilized, I've reached out to the troops. I'm reaching out to you guys right now. Okay. If you didn't get my email earlier, if you go to mistech.net and hit contact, that goes to me as well. You don't have to look at the products on the site. If you have anything for festivals, for community, for recyclable, for everything, all the good, wonderful things that we have at our disposal, now's the time, guys. We're going to put this space together, and if it works really, really well, which it will, and when, it's something that we can duplicate and put in multiple places, right? We found self-sustainable homes that are very, very low cost that can be put up in a matter of days. Like, guys, this is what it's about. So yes, the little dome homes. Brian, you're absolutely right. Barry, we are marketing for Conscious Life. We've got new business cards coming, like the Jedi School Camp Lifestyle, the Alchemy Way, guys. It's really, really coming. And
classes, trainings, everything.
Yeah, and guys, we have people for. We already have people for sound healing. I'm looking for people for chakra alignments, energy works, all the sound healers in the universes. Right? You can bring in your guides, people that want to teach about invocation, evocation, all the magical things. We are going to get wild and funky out in the middle of this space, going way down the rabbit hole and
all the
hopefully
rabbit holes,
all of them, and transporting you guys into this space where we want you guys to come and have fun and enjoy it and have the music and have the dancing and the giving thanks and the graciousness and all those things. But more than anything, we want you to come to teach us how we can all go back home and impact the rest of the world to get us back into this exact same state of consciousness at all times.
We want everybody to feel the same way that we felt when we left Beloved.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, the way that we sit here and communicate about not being able to communicate about how amazing it is, we want everybody that comes to feel that exact way, period.
Yeah.
Just have the most enlightening, loving, magical, peaceful, happiest time that you could have ever. Like, I'm getting lit, light, and all shifty feeling about it. It's just amazing. I'm just so excited.
Yeah. That being said, before I forget, we'll do a quick little intermedium. The dates, September 4th, right? Barry, as you guys are going to be doing this at Conscious Life, we're also looking at some Comic-Con things. We're looking at September 4th through September 8th. We're going to be at the UFO Congress International. This is the 28th annual big UFO spot. Lots of new technologies. It's being done by Out of This World Media and events, of course, Out of This World. Yeah. And so we'll be there. It's at the Sheraton Grand Phoenix, September 4th to the 8th. And that we will have a Mistech booth there, but we also will be talking about Alchemy 101. We'll be doing a live show, I'm sure, one of the nights.
Yep.
And we'll definitely be talking more and more about the festival. Now, I do want you guys to know that we do already have the name. We're keeping that under wraps, if you will, for a little while we're holding space for it to really get it amplified before we let it reverberate through through the space and time. We already have a couple different dates in mind. And guys, this could be a thing where we could do it every other month. We could do it this is going to be a space that we can really make this thing whatever we want, right? So please reach out. But things that we are planning on, right? And this will be a fun thing to kind of go over. Our stage, our sound, everything is going to be very, very intentional to where I'm even seeing like a crystal grid built into the underneath of the stage where everyone's performing, to have that come up, but then also have crystals facing into the crowd, just to, again, really get that vibration through. And guys, it's at the bottom of this beautiful hill. It's just, it really is out in the middle of nowhere, down the rabbit hole. It's amazing. Thank you. For anyone that's on Facebook, sorry that it dropped the video, but I guess you can get back on. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, brother. So yeah, the UFO Congress, I've heard nothing but amazing things, great speakers. And if you guys have not been to a place where you've met the tribe, as we've talked about so many times on the show, and you're in the Phoenix area, this is a gentle nudge, I guess we'll say. The UFOs tend to be as far out, but not quite as.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to any of these ones, but from what it looks like.
Nadia has.
And
she absolutely loved it.
Really?
And she was one that recommended we do this. And so, yeah, she had
comparatively, I mean, like what I've heard so far, it's going to be one of those really awesome events. I'm stoked for it, but
yeah. And then so Phoenix crew will be there.
Yeah.
And so all of my people I've got there, New Age Politics, guys, of course, for the festival, boom, we need you.
Yes.
My man, Christian Pfeiffer, shout out GPM, Global Phenoms. I'll definitely reach out to you, man. And again, guys, we're everything. If you have an arsenal of light working tools, now's the time. Get a hold of me.
Anything.
It's really, really exciting. So what's interesting about this, now getting back onto the income, right? Now that we've talked about the excitement of the festival and so on, right?
Yeah.
And guys, as these things are happening, I'd be very remiss to not tell you that I'm absolutely having the time of my life watching all these things literally just come to me.
I just dropped out of the middle of nowhere.
Right? And it's always when the resonance is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so this is another thing, guys. Your heart, your brain, your gut, they all communicate with your being. Right? And when you're being anxious because you're thinking about the future, or when you're sad because you're thinking about the past, you're missing out on a lot of cues that you're getting from your physical body that's speaking to your energy body, which is, that's what you really are.
Right.
So I'm not going to lie to you guys, being engaged in different random video games throughout the day while I'm working keeps me very in this space and very attentive to right now, to where I'm like, oh my lucky stars, I guess that's what's going to happen. And then it just comes out of nowhere. But it's because of being ready that even if I haven't done it, and this is another thing, I love the faith that our new family friend has. And he asked me, he goes, have you done a festival before? And I said, well, no, but I've done a lot of events. I've done concerts. I've done everything short of that, but I've already been to the future and seen it.
Right.
And it was amazing. And there was so much crying and happy and hugging and just people being transformed. Okay. I remember exactly how it went. So we'll just do it in reverse. No problem. And he looked at me and he just kind of smiled. But then at the same time, because we know people from Beloved, Shakti Fest, Symbiosis, Lightning in a Bottle, we already have crews of people that have done this,
right,
that we would just reach out to and network with. And again, guys, the community comes together, we pool the resources, and we build a beautiful space for the tribe and any future tribe.
Right. I love that he's so excited about it. And just, like, everything's going to be fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. It's one of the best things in the world.
Yeah, it is. It is. And guys, and again, it's because, think about this for a second. Not a person I know in my life, at least, and I'd be very surprised if anyone on the other end of all these electric devices was born just knowing everything. Right? And most of our lives, as much as we might be natural at certain things, like Jade again can play freaking any instrument, this still comes with unlimited amounts of failure,
right,
and error and accidents, right? And the ability to get back on your feet and the ability to push forward, right? Those are the things that allow you to become successful. And when I say that my success, it might be different than the way you out there measure success, but it's still one of those things where you have to understand you have to do what makes you happy, and you can't do it dependent on anyone else, because then your happiness is built on a pillar that could leave or be taken at any moment. Right. So the less that you're attached to an idea, a place, a person, a thing, the easier it is to stay in that flow state. Right. So as we work towards this festival and work towards this space, and guys, I'm just being honest with you, we could end up moving it somewhere else. We could end up having a different type of musical design. Right. We might get a different type of orgonite grid that's on the outside. We might end up with there's just a lot of different things. Right. There might be
lots of potentials.
Yeah, there's lots of different things that could happen. So once we announce the name of the festival and the design and the logo, then we'll have a lot more. But right now, we at least want to let everyone know that it's coming. And so anyone that's out there that's been on the show, like Brian, everyone, he says, everyone wear and share Mistech, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everyone that's been out there that's been supporting us from any space and time that you're in, whether it's just been a consideration of hoping that we have a good day, or like some of the beautiful shamans I know out there that have put hours of dancing and prayer and sweat into working in the ether to get us where we need to be. Thank every single one of you guys for making this such a humbling and exciting experience. It's been awesome.
Yeah. And
but I really want to talk about it because all that work that's been happening, everything that's been directing to this, is now coming into this space and time.
Right.
And guys, at one point we had talked about, like, we're going to buy a town and just have a year-round Jedi school. And now that's actually really, really happening. So it's just insane to think that, guys, it hasn't even been a decade yet, right? And a lot of times people think a year seems like a long time, right? Or 5 years, right? Or a decade. But from when I first met Jade, right? Man, from when I first met Nadia, that seems like yesterday. Right? Even when I met my wife for the first time, right? When I met my mama, the parts I can remember, that seems like yesterday. Right? So this space-time thing that we have looking forward seems really, really scary, because we're thinking these things are coming against us. Right? But if we understand that it's incoming, it's in, guys. It's coming from the in.
Right.
It's still coming. and know that it's something that we can navigate, then it doesn't seem as scary because, again, how far back can you think? And you can remember that in an instant.
Right.
So if you have the ability to look into the future, like some people, for everyone on Artist First, I'm pointing at myself right now for the video. But if you can do that, then time doesn't seem nearly as scary.
Right.
And putting the investment into it. And it's crazy to think, dude, think about this. And we talk about this all the time on the show, that we pay for convenience. Right. And so it's funny to think like I'll pay an extra $50 so I don't have to be the one to make the food so it can get delivered to me to do all these things.
I just did that.
Right. And that's to save time.
Right.
Now, here's what's interesting thing, guys. What are you saving the time for? Because if you're saving time and you're spending more money to save the time, but that time's not going to
something efficient, something that's going to better yourself,
something
make
tangible,
happy,
something impactful, something that's
you're still wasting time.
It's still wasting time. So that's just one of those things that I'm not saying don't have your leisure, don't have your relaxation, but do it with purpose. Like, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. This is gonna sound weird, but when you decide that you want to lay down because you want to just rest, like not I'm tired, I'm gonna lay down, or I think I'm gonna take a nap, or I'm just gonna watch my favorite show without doing anything, that's good and fine. I'm not saying it's not.
Right.
But when you do it with intention of I need my body to relax all the way,
so I can feel better, so that way when I wake up tomorrow, I can do this better than I would be without it.
Right. That's exactly what's going to happen. So you have to do that at Beloved, and a lot of times when I get to talk with people about me not really wanting to sleep, right? And it's so nice. I'm back in the swing of not sleeping again, really.
That's so funny. That actually started happening right after Beloved for me again.
Yeah.
I got right back into that flow of just being able to be perfectly fine without it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what it was is just resetting that circuit board and getting all the nasty human out and getting the circuits running again. That was it. And now everything is back in the flow. But I talk about your body doesn't really need this sleep thing. It needs rest. Right. But most people just rest on accident when they're asleep. So if you purposely rest, it's much more impacting on the body. If you purposely drink specific types of water, talk to it, put good intentions into your food. These things, as I'm telling you, as odd and fun. I mean, not if you're listening to my show, this is normal. Right. But it's one of these really, really impacting things. And that's why we always push the idea of living through gnosis and having your own experience and, really going through life that way. Oddly enough, and I'd be very interested for people that know nutrition and things like this, and also for the festival. One of the people I met at Beloved told me that they had a Brian Parker said, misstech.net. Thank you. I appreciate the support so much, brother. Thank you. That he says he has a carnivore diet, right? And he says that because it's more of a statement. He doesn't mean for it to sound so aggressive, but a lot of people, thank you. But a lot of people that are on the, some vegan diets or some other things that end up getting kind of sick or feeling lethargic. And as he's talking to me, guys, I'm breaking down these very big words that one of the brains up here knows, but I'm going, oh man, this guy knows what he's talking about. And he's going into all these things about carrying different types of eczema and different stomach things. And the things he's lifting off are all things that other people that are within my circle I've been talking with lately. And it was just another one of these very amazing synchronistic moments. Now, for the vegans out there, and I'm a very big supporter for doing it for the right reasons and all those things. When we're talking about just direct health, if my brain went, no, you can't say those things, and got frustrated and just shut him up before he even talked, I wouldn't have heard any of the science of what he was talking about, how comfortable or uncomfortable you may or may not feel about it. But the science is the science. And at the end of the day, that's what we're all trying to do. Right. In the same way that just because Jade and I are decades apart, centuries, maybe this time.
I'm working up.
This time. Because of that, our diet and all those things are going to operate differently. And so, guys, that's the other thing about what's amazing about what I'm really hoping we can all put together and all culminate is there's not one specific way for anything, but we've all got different bits and pieces of the details that we can implement for ourselves. And really that's what, hopefully, as long as you know me, that's what I've tried to get across.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's nothing to say against it. Yeah. Exactly how it is.
Perfect. So yeah, guys. So So for the festival, we are looking for people in Oregon or who that want to come to Oregon for building the stage, for doing landscaping, for building crystal gridding, for learning to do orgonite and putting that into the space. Landscaping, we're building ponds, we're all these things. And so Brian Parker, he was generous enough to let me get these amazing pieces of orgonite from him in Tampa when I was with Jeff Daughtery.
Oh, awesome.
And so, Brian, it's funny that you're on the show right now, man. It's perfect because you're one of the people I need to get a hold of for the Orgon devices. So again, as the dragon flies, it arrives perfectly.
Half of these people around here that are popping up right now are like,
yeah. There's so many people here I'm seeing that are going to be a part of this.
right.
And some of you people, yes, all of you listening, will just be forced to have to come.
Yes.
I've already made some very definitive decisions on a handful of it. And really, guys, this is another thing that I would very much so appreciate if you all should not so mind so much. Any other festivals, expos, things like that, reach out on mistech.net or halo.marquise@gmail and let us know. And we would love to come out and learn and make an impact at the same time. That's always the alchemic way.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so getting back to things that are income, right? And I think this is also really important. So Jade was out here before and was running a bunch of things within Mistech, right?
Yep.
And is happy, and as much as he enjoyed the space, things came up to where he might have to go. Now, as hard as it was, that was a decision he decided to take moving forward.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And when the time became right, you came back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, guys, this is another thing that's really important because a lot of my friends and family out there, tribe, Diamond, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's great. Are in a state of stagnation or feeling stuck.
Right.
Right. And everything's incoming at them so much that they're too overwhelmed to do anything.
Yep.
Right. So I've said so many times to so many people, leave, go away from where you are and go do something else for any amount of time.
Yep.
Go do a reset. Even for me, I had an amazing healing center in Phoenix. I loved it. And we came to Portland knowing absolutely nobody because I needed to get rerouted and get into a better nourishment for me and my family.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And for all the people, guys, I'm saying this, I am picking on you. If you feel like this is picking on you, this is directed at you. Jade, how old are you?
I'm 23.
And when you moved, how old were you?
When I moved
from Phoenix here.
From Phoenix here, I was 20.
And when you moved from Portland
to Cali, I went to Cali first. I was 21.
And then
to Michigan, I was there for a year, and I just came back 2 months ago.
Okay. Now, all the people that want to leave, but I can't, I'm telling you, you can.
Yeah, and I went to Phoenix when I was 15 from my original hometown that I never even understood that there was anything outside of that town from when I grew up ever.
Right. Now, guys, I've talked about my mom quite a few times on the show and what an amazing woman she is and loving and everything.
Magical soul.
She is. Thank you.
Yeah.
And moving away from her, hard.
Very hard.
But once you get over the initial, it's amazing.
Even my dad, like getting away from my dad, like I literally cried my eyes out. This time, as a 23-year-old man, I cried like a baby when I went to hug my dad. But I got on the road and I'm like, but wait, my dad knows everything's fine. It's all good. I'm going for bettering myself.
Right.
That's it.
Right. And so that's the thing, guys, for people that are stuck from all the incoming and not having the ability to move, know the people that really love you will stay.
Yeah. Always.
And at the same time, there's people that can be literal family your entire life that you're just never going to be able to connect with. You just won't. It's not even an unfortunate thing. That's just the reality of the situation. It should be fine. It should be acceptable. And that's okay. So if you're stuck, if you're in an uncomfortable space, and really, guys, that's what I'm talking about when I say resonance, right? Earlier when I was talking about the parts of your body that talk to you, all those parts are picking up on vibrational frequencies, right? That's a very definitive thing. So when we talked about being up on Beloved and it felt very, very magical, it was all the high vibrational people being there, harmonizing together to make this space, right? So again, talking about when Jade came back here, and my life, guys, is amazing. My wife and my kids are wonderful. My roommate's great, but at an energetic standpoint, the residence is very different than someone like Jade, who's undergone a lot of the training and has more than anything really tried to follow rule number one, which is always listen to Halo, which is what I try to do too, because we both know I have no idea what I'm doing. We go with what feels right. We just pay attention. We're aware.
That's it.
And so because of that, the moment he got here and that resonance re-kicked in, then we were able to start harmonizing and creating more perfect versions of manifestation of what we really needed.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Not even what we wanted. Like the things that we wanted are not a real thing.
Right.
Right. And so if you work towards what you need, you'll get what you want.
Right.
Because you'll start to want what you need.
Right. New cars came into play, new house came into play, all these material things that we didn't think that we needed, I guess they just came out of nowhere. And then people that we met, festivals, events, everything with Mistech growing the way that it should be. And then
amazing opportunity here on Artists First to be able to have this show and really have a platform to reach all you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out Artists First. Love you guys so much.
Yes. This is so awesome.
It's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right. And guys, all these things only happen because I was very engaged in the now and said, yes, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's for a day or two, but guys, you have to get out of the house or go deep in the house, like deep into the web and find out other things to impact and watch and talk. But start just saying yes to all these things. Don't say no to the universe, right? What's incoming, you can handle, right? Consider this. The other night when we were out on this space, we were out stargazing because, no city at all.
Right.
Guys, I had no service. Me, of all people, I had no service. And I'm a tech everything. So I'm out there and I'm looking at these stars. I'm explaining to my son and I go, Monte, some of those are millions of years old.
Right.
There's a really good chance that some of those stars we're looking at right now, if not all of them, aren't even there anymore. And he goes, what? And I explained to him how the speed of light works and all these things. And so consider this, guys. The sun rays are consistently incoming at you all the time, right? All the time. If you just stay there in them and you're not prepared and you don't, whether it's sunblock, it's shade, it's water, you're not doing something to prepare for what's incoming, it can burn you.
Right.
Right. But the thing that can burn you also has very essential vitamins and nutrients and light wave frequency. That's right, guys. Light wave frequency is something that your body gets. You consume more than just your food. So, and this is one of the things that's scary about 5G. Speaking of that really quick, for the people on the show, the bracelet at the end of my wrist, we have these new very specific cut beads of quartz, pyrite, and hematite. What I'm showing on the video is not the finished version, but it's a prototype of our new 5G bracelets that will actually have frequency of the sun in it, because it's, again, something that you need. But so get out and be prepared for all the things that could burn you, that could bury you, that could drown you. These are the things that build up your resilience. These are the things that build your strength up. But if you don't say, yes, I can, you're never even going to know what you're capable of, right? And that's a really real thing, guys. And part of, I don't know, Jay, we talk about this all the time. I think one of the big things that keeps us from attaining this is the lack of confidence of the self.
Right.
Because we need other people to confirm how to do that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, guys, we talked about this before on like loving people the right way, but take my son Zion, who I like how you smile when I say his name. He's a man. He's allergic to dairy, like actually allergic, not lactose intolerant, like allergic.
Super bad.
Right. Oh. So for me though, I can eat it. I'm good. I enjoyed like cheese is one of my favorite things of all time. Right. So, and that same thing, there are certain things that might work for other people that don't work for you. So you can't have the things like perfect, man. Brian Parker just nailed it. He said, what if the things we're told to stay away from are the things we should be talking about? And that is why we have this show. And that's why I love you, because you understand this is what we're talking about. But that's the thing, guys, is you don't have to have other people tell you, like, take the responsibility and respect and care and love of yourself to do your own research on yourself. Like
right.
eat a certain type of food for a week and see how you feel. Like, guys, how do you feel? How do you think? How does your brain process? What do you do? Mehi in the building, what's up, brother? To deal with your day to day with all the different static that you pick up on your radio all day long from the people and places and things.
Right.
If you do not have the ability to assess that, it's okay, but slow down on all the things you're doing to where you can really see what is affecting your day. And that was a huge thing. Like when we went up to Seattle, right, and we were down at Pike's Place, it was absolutely amazing.
Was awesome.
I got to see the Flying Fish place. We got some pictures. We'll put them up on Facebook and Instagram later. Hashtag Halo Marquise. You'll be able to find it. And it was incredible being up there.
Right.
But my wife, she loves all the people, right?
Yeah, my girlfriend too.
And yeah, humans feel gross to me. Sorry, guys, humans out there, I love you, but you know, if your residence is great, I don't consider you human. You my fae folk, and you'll understand what that means if you understand what that means, and that's how I know that, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, so we're down there walking around. Everything's beautiful, right? Amazing scenery.
Yeah.
A great market. The first Starbucks was there, and it was weird because there was a line down to the end of Starbucks, right? The very first Starbucks of all time.
Yeah.
But just up the street, and I'm talking about a 3-minute walk with a baby, there was a other Starbucks that had no line. And I'm trying to figure out, why is there a line for the original Starbucks? Like, I wonder if they have the beans from the very first Starbucks.
The
like,
original beans.
But guys, if they have the exact same stuff that's right around the corner, this is what I mean. Wasting this time and putting it in this space makes absolutely no sense.
Just to say that you went to the
Just say, but I mean, and that's okay. But that was a weird thing to me.
Yeah.
So after seeing that, I'm telling my wife, I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to be irritated. I want us to have a good trip, but I got way too much human on me right now. What's up, baby? Man, good seeing everyone tonight. I'm like, I got too much human on me. Like, I'm sorry, we got to get far away. And that's what I mean by resonance. All those counter frequencies, not just from the cell phones and the Wi-Fi, but guys, the people themselves. Like, if you go around, speak of the band, babe, we were just talking about you, and now Jeanette's in my channel. Hi, babe.
It was all bad things because you hurt my feelings 10 minutes ago.
I don't even know what he's talking about, but that's time travel, because 10 minutes ago we were, anyways. But so as we're out walking around and we're talking about resonance, this new friend of mine, he literally gives me the greatest compliment I think I've ever got in my entire life, and it's because of my wife Jeanette, and told me that we have the most radiant family he'd ever seen, and we really just glow. And guys, I'm telling you, you can have that, and I hope you do. And it's just by us really loving each other and giving each other space for our own being, and doing it in a partnership and in a tribe. And yeah, really. And so thank you, Jeanette, my wife, you know, for going down this crazy adventure with me, and supporting the all of it, all these things, and helping me raise these beautiful kids, all 3 of them, Jade. And yeah. And so, but it's one of those things, like when you're in that resonance, then all these amazing things happen. And I'm sitting in the car with my wife driving back, and both of us are just beaming and got this little tingle. I'm looking at her like, do you believe that this is all happening right now? And she was like, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. And it's one of my favorite things to hear from her, because I know, guys, on the show is hopefully fun and entertainment, and hopefully some thought-provoking as it happens. I got to sound crazy all the time, which is great, because sanity is terrifying to me. But imagine being around this all the time. And my wife balances it out so tremendously, and is really the glue, as I was saying earlier, talking to her, thanking her already, and saying that's why when you come unglued, the whole thing falls all over the place, because you're the glue. And I think a lot of people know that the mom is that. And so recognizing that space for the divine feminine and all the mothers out there, you know, thank you guys. But yeah, I think when she says that she's not surprised, it's because as long as she's been with me for a dozen years, I have had a very specific acceptance of, I can handle this, even if I don't know what it is, because I believe that we're all capable.
I got a fortune today that said the magic to a man is a sympathetic wife.
The magic to a man is a sympathetic wife. I love it.
I literally got that fortune today.
That's awesome. See, that's what it is. And so, guys, and that's what it's about. So be prepared for your incoming, because you never know when your significant other is coming to you along the way. Just be prepared, but don't rush it. Just be prepared for everything. If you don't rush and you're overly prepared for everything, you'll always have whatever you need when you need it. Right?
Yes, sir.
So, guys, we'll be talking more about the festival and the crew and the design and the layout and the space and the time in the right time. Jade, Any last things before we go?
Thank you to all who are listening, and we really, 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 really are overly ecstatic about what's coming. And we can't wait to see everybody there on Artists First, on Facebook, everything. We're just overly, overly happy and excited, and we love all of you so much. Thank you.
So much gratitude, guys.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you all for listening and being part of the journey.
Yeah, awesome. Well said. So, guys, it's Jade Hearts. I'm Halo Marquise, the Jedi Alchemist. Guys, I love all of you. Thank you so much. Let's all strive to be better humans. And if not, then let's just go ahead and evolve on past it and keep the love strong. This is Halo. Have a great week, guys. Love you. Bye.